Hello, people of the future. So I'm doing a Pokemon Draft League for winter break, and I just thought I'd like to give you a rundown of my team before all the weekly battles start. I was drafting fourth, and first two rounds were choosing OU Pokemon. I decided going with Urshifu and Heatran. I wanted people that had a little more of the offensive side. There's some really good heavy hitters in the OU tier. Urshifu with his Wicked Blow, always critting. Uh, Very threatening. Heatran, you can even run defensively, get some stealth rocks, maybe even choice specs. So very versatile in that front. Next up, in the UU tier, you were able to select up to 3. I went with Togekiss for my first one. I really wanted that defogger, T-waves, get some status, maybe clear the field of any hazards. Also extremely bulky, so can take many hits. Plus, having that fairy typing is extremely good since dragons tend to be a very threatening typing. Additionally, I went with Tangrowth for my next choice in the UU. I wanted another defensive tank, toxic, knockoff, stun spore, spore. There's or sleep spore. There's a lot of different uses for just a sturdy tank that can sort of create some urgency on the other team. Finally, I went with Kyurem. Kyurem is just another amazing attacking threat with the ice typing. It's amazing to try and get through wall breakers. Next up, we RU. Selecting 2 from RU, I went with Rotom-Wash. I wanted another sort of pivot, get some Volt Switch, maybe a Will-O-Wisp, some sort of way to absorb up some fire type attacks, since I do have 2 Pokemon that are quite susceptible to fire types. Before, I wanted to get some Pokemon that could easily take those up and sort of be able to change around what Pokemon's going to be out there. Next up, Mimikyu. Mimikyu is just a hard-hitting Pokemon, especially you get the free sword stance with Disguise, and you can kind of do whatever sort of cleanup needed. Next up, Bronzong. I think Bronzong in the, what would that be, NU tier? Or Bronzong in the RU tier. I still think that's extremely underrated for him, just as a rock setter, sort of a defensive pivot, extremely good. Plus, Bronzong also gets heat proof, which can be extremely useful for taking fire type attacks and still being able to put out some sort of attacking power. Last up, the 2 NUs. I would decide to go with the Vikavolt. I wanted something that's got a pretty good special attack. I wanted another attacking heavy hitter that could hopefully break through some teams. I was starting to pick some defensive Pokemon at the end, so I wanted to make sure I had some sort of offensive threat. And then finally, Toxtricity. I wanted to try another new Pokemon from this Gen 8, and Toxtricity, Electric Poison, plus with the Punk Rock, being able to do sound moves are extra powerful. It seemed like a really fun and interesting Pokemon to choose. So that's sort of the breakdown of the Pokemon that I've drafted. Next week, we'll start with all the battles. I'll make a team, and we'll sort of see how that goes.